Once upon a time, in the land of Peppa the Pig.
AKA Piggy.
Piggy.
No, this is a continuing story, Jackie.
A continuing?
Yes, like...
How are we continuing?
Sky. The corn's molten sky.
Oh, man.
Crest.
Alright, let's see. Peppa was out playing with George in the yard. They were rolling around in some mud, getting all yucky. Daddy Pig came home from work. Hello, children. Hello, Daddy, said George. Hello, Daddy, said Peppa. What are you two doing? Oh, we're just playing in some mud. Would you like to join us? Oh, I might have to help Mama Pig with a few things. Maybe after I'll come play. I think I saw some of your friends coming up the road, so you might have some friends to play with after all. Oh, good, said Peppa. After a while, they were continuing to roll in the mud, and all of a sudden, a voice came along. Hello, Peppa! Hannah! Hi! She jumped out to give her a big hug. Ew. No, I don't like mud, said Hannah. She held out her skateboard as a weapon at her.
Why though?
I don't like being muddy. You know that, Peppa. Oh, I forgot. I love being muddy. Me too, said George.
They better not touch you.
Hannah said, well, when you're all done being muddy, we can play. Oh, good. Let me clean off.
Just imagine Peppa sneaks behind like a piggy Peppa and then just like pushes her in. Getting her
Pretty
all
soon,
dirty.
Peppa and George went to go find the hose so they could get all
They
clean.
did that as a prank to her.
Hannah kind of stood around waiting, tapping her foot. Just getting so impatient. They just take forever. She turned to look at the mud. Just kind of look at it. It's so gross. All of a sudden, a splash of water hit her from the behind. It made her jump so high that she fell right in the mud puddle. Ew! No! She was so mad. I can't believe you did. You know I don't like mud, and I don't like getting wet either. She was furious. She grabbed her skateboard. Peppa, who thought it was a good joke, now all of a sudden second-guessed herself. Oh, Hannah, I'm sorry. I thought it'd be funny. I really, truly didn't think you'd go in the mud. I just thought we'd play water. I don't like playing water. Hannah be just furious at Peppa. She grabbed her skateboard and started to skateboard away. Oh, Hannah, please wait. Hannah couldn't believe it. She was so mad.
Also, how one person that she forgets things quickly, so forgives easily.
She skated away. Peppa and George chased after her. Oh, Hannah, I'm sorry. She got on her bike and raced after her.
She's all messy.
A little later, they caught up to her. Hannah was sitting on the ground, upset, muddy, wet, and miserable. Oh, why did I have to come over here? Oh, Hannah, I'm sorry. Please, will you forgive me? Okay, I will.
Yeah, Hannah's really forgiving.
All right, well, let's go. We'll go get cleaned up. I don't know the way home. I just was following you. Hannah looked around and realized that she had taken a wrong turn. Oh, well, I think it's this way. Come. So they all followed her. She skateboarded along a path.
Just imagine Peppa's potion and gets infected.
They turned another corner on a road, and then they came to a crossing. There were two ways to go. Said Hannah. Do you not know where we are? Said Peppa. Well, I'm not sure. I thought I went this way, but now I'm all confused. I forgot. Well, what are we going to do? How are we... Wait, where's George? George! Oh, come on. We got to go back the other way. We got to go find George. He really doesn't know which way to go. Okay, let's go. Hannah and Peppa went back the way they came, calling for George the whole way. George! Pretty soon, they stopped where they thought they saw some marks in the ground that looked like George's bike. Hannah looked and sniffed at it. It smells like him. Why did he go off this way? I don't know, said Peppa. They both went into the bushes to see if they could find George. George! George! They heard a strange rumbling, growling, snorting noise. It was kind of small, but they didn't know what it was.
Yeah, Hannah's heading out.
When all of a sudden, they heard a rustling in the bushes in front of them. They both looked. Hannah had her skateboard up, almost as a weapon, to protect herself. All of a sudden, George slowly emerged. He looked strange. He kind of twitched his head slightly.
No, he's infected!
They looked at him and said, George, are you okay? Peppa.
Oh, no, Hannah knows. Hannah's out of here. Hannah's out of here.
Peppa. George, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? Snap out of it. Oh, no.
I just imagine Hannah just runs off.
Peppa walked up to her brother and kind of shook his shoulders. Peppa, he kept repeating.
Oh, shoot.
George, what would you stop? What is wrong with your eyes? Why are they red? What in the world is going on?
I think Hannah's just drinking soda in the background.
George leaned his head back and bit his sister right on the neck.
Yeah, Hannah's out of here.
Blood spewed. Hannah froze with fright. What is going on? She couldn't move. Her legs were solid. They were like frozen. Move, legs. Move. Move. She couldn't believe what was happening. Peppa dropped, pouring blood out of her neck. George kept moving. Hannah.
I bet Hannah
Hannah
would
finally got one of her legs free and slowly stepped back. She held up her board and said, Don't you come near me, George. I don't want it. Are you listening?
Yeah.
I don't want to hit you. Just leave me be. No.
I don't think he cares.
George kept staggering forward, head twitching, eyes glowing red, getting redder. Hannah finally said, George, I'm not gonna run. You stop right there.
I just imagine Harmony appearing on a mountain.
He got in front of her, and she swish and smashed George in the head. Her board broke, so did George's head. She didn't know what to do. She had just killed George. Oh no. She stumbled back and ran, crashing through the bushes up to the path where they came from. And all of a sudden, Harmony! Oh, Harmony! Help me! Help me!
She doesn't like hurting people in front of her.
That's right. I just... Slow down. What's wrong, Hannah? The pigs, they're dead. What?
No.
What are you talking about? But, Hannah, it's okay. Did you just get lost? I'll show you the way home. No, pigs, Peppa, they're dead. Come along. Harmony guided her sister all the way back home. She shook all night long, scared. She didn't know what was happening. She didn't know what could have happened to George. And, Peppa, she was laying there bleeding. All of a sudden, she heard a small voice outside her window. Hannah.
Oh, Hannah's like it.
Hannah.
Oh. Hannah would have an instinct to protect Harmony.
Hannah.
Like the older one, but
Hannah was in a room with all of her siblings. She knew what it was. She knew what she had to do. It sounded like Peppa, but a strange, un-Peppa-like voice. Hannah. She went to the kitchen, pulled out a butcher knife, the biggest one she could find. She had to finish this.
I just imagine Hannah just walks out and
she opened the door
goes, Hannah, what are you doing?
and walked over
Then Hannah stops.
and found her friend, Peppa, bleeding all over with red eyes
I don't think Hannah could do it.
and twitching.
I don't think you had the thing.
Hannah.
Oh, God.
Peppa, I don't want to do this, said Hannah. But I will if you don't leave me alone. Don't Don't you come near me.
Harmony probably wakes up.
She stood back, waiting to see what would happen. Peppa, infected Peppa, continued to stagger forward. And, without warning, Peppa lunged. Hannah held her hands in front of her face to just protect her, not trying to stab her, but her friend fell right on the knife. Under the chin, Peppa lay dead. What happened? Harmony came out. Oh, Hannah, come inside. We'll fix this later.
Did Hannah get attacked? Did Hannah get a...
We'll see
Because I can come and conflict him.
tomorrow. All right.